Glycol chillers for brewing beer can be very expensive, often exceeding over $1,000 if you buy a commercial one. I decided I could make my own by using some off-the-shelf items, including small portable freezers, and then by using glycol inside and the pumps that are made for Grainfather, I could achieve the same kind of chilling capability for at least a single fermenter, and I'll demonstrate how that's done coming up. The first thing to get is one of these small portable freezers. There are a number of these on the market. Some of them are freezers, some of them are just refrigerators, so you have to make sure that you get one that will freeze. This one that I'm showing here is one of many, and it freezes down to a temperature of -4, which is plenty for my purposes. It needs to be modified so that you can allow the tubing from the Grainfather cooling kit to enter into it. So I drilled 3 holes into the top of it, and I obtained these cooler replacement drain plugs, which are made for an igloo cooler. They happen to fit just perfectly through this, although somewhat tight. And this way you can close them up if you're not using it as a glycol chiller. The other thing I had to obtain was some kind of a box that would fit inside of the glycol chiller that would contain the glycol solution itself. Turns out, at least in this particular chiller, you can't pour the liquids out of it. So if you poured it directly into the freezer, it might not be easy to get the glycol back out. But using this little box that fits perfectly inside allows me to contain the glycol within it. Of course, you have to drill 3 holes into the top of this box as well in order to accommodate the tubing and the wiring. This is a photograph of the freezer with the 3 holes drilled and the cooler plugs installed. Once you have all of the holes drilled, including the holes into the small box on the inside, it's a simple matter of inserting the box on the inside and then pour the glycol solution into the box. In my case, I used a 1/3 solution, so 1/3 glycol to 2/3 water. When I'm done brewing, I pull the box out and I can pour it back into my glycol solution container and reuse it for the next brewing session. In this particular case, I used the Grainfather GF30 fermenter cooling kit, which has all of the parts you need in order to use this glycol chiller solution. Grainfather actually recommends using a cooler with ice cubes in it, and I tried that for several brews, but it's very hard to maintain a consistent temperature. Once you've poured the glycol into the box, it's a simple matter of putting in the submersible pump, putting its wire out through one of the holes, and then inserting the warm solution return and the cold tubing out through the top of the other holes. And then it's a simple matter of using the other end of the glycol chiller tubing to connect into the fermenter just in the usual way. No modification is needed there. This is what it looks like when it's in functional position. I usually run the temperature on the freezer down to, roughly 30 degrees, or depending upon the fermentation required, I might run it lower. And it also depends on the time of year. Here is a fermentation profile from a brew session that I did recently, and you can see that darker orange line at the top is the temperature profile, and it maintains a very solid temperature profile even during the most active phases of the fermentation. This whole glycol chiller solution cost roughly $250, maybe $300, depending entirely on the type of freezer that you get. They vary in price quite a bit, but certainly a lot less than the 1,000 plus if you're using a commercial glycol chiller. So I hope this is useful. I hadn't seen anything like this online, and hopefully this is a solution that others can employ to maintain fermentation temperatures accurately.